Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and let's just get off Hammond for a second. He's beautiful. He's a wonderful hero. He's possibly ridiculously OP as a dive tank, but we're gonna have to wait and see what goes on there. But he is fun to play. We know that. Anyway, let's talk about the new Sombra, because I don't actually think this is very good. Now, on paper, this sounds utterly, mentally ridiculous and totally crazy. Now, if you guys remember the video I put out the other day, this is when we got the news off Jeff Goodman about, or rather some of the details on the change to Sombra, which would hit PTR. So he's like, yeah, we're going to give a permanent invis, permanent translocator. That sounds absolutely friggin' ridiculous. That sounds like it is so OP, it's just crazy, because Sombra can just sit in the background, sort of doing nothing, and then just come out and kill people, and that's kind of what happened. So these are the changes, right? As you guys watch some of the wonderful gameplay in the background there, then we'll talk about what's going on the screen, because you can definitely see a very there is a change to Sombra's playstyle, and we'll get onto that anyway. So stealth now lasts indefinitely, no longer can contest objectives while invisible, enemy detection radius increased from 2 meters to 4 meters. Movement speed buff decreased from 75% to 50%. This actually is a net debuff to stealth. So on paper, it looks like stealth has been heavily buffed. It lasts forever. But actually, you can be detected easier, and you now move 25% slower. The movement thing is what really annoys me. Like, you are so slow as Sombra. She's gone from being this hero, which I felt like when you pop stealth, that's like, yes, you pop stealth, the flow of the hero is now you're rushing forward. You're really rushing forward. You're trying to find that target fast. There's a bit of urgency about the play. You come out of stealth, you either go for the hack or you just go for the damage. Then you translocate away. All of this is done within the time frame of stealth and translocator, the translocator cooldown. Now, let's be real here. How many times when you played Sombra before did you actually run out of stealth or run out of the translocator? I don't think that really happened that often. So we're in this weird place now where Sombra she feels way less engaging to play. She's way less punchy. She isn't like got this flow, like I said, where you know, maybe you hack a health pack, you throw your translocator down, you stealth, you rush the back line, you try to find a target, there's urgency, you're like, okay, target. Okay, there's Zan, I'm going to hack him, hack, then I'm going to shoot him, then I'm going to translocate out. That was the Sombra play before. Now, you just sort of slowly walk into their back line, don't get near them, because within 4 minutes, and that was also an amazing shot there by the Widow. I know she had wall hack, but that was a hell of a shot. Yeah, so you like waddle into the back line, you're like, yeah, I'm going to just like hack, kind of like what's happening on the screen here. So this is something you can do now with Sombra, which you couldn't really do before. So there's no possible way they can detect me here at the start of the game. Now, I'm just going to hide by the spawn, then walk out and kill the Moira, and then I'm just going to hack the health. I probably should have done this to begin with. You know, it's just like, okay, this is interesting and funky, but a decent team will just turn around and kill you if you try this tactic. I guess you could be more clever with this and not jump out straight away and pick your targets better. But this here, to me, this very passive gameplay, which is what this is, very passive, is just boring as hell. I don't know why they're not going down the route of making Sombra an actual assassin. She doesn't do a lot of damage. She doesn't really have a lot of options in the fight. I mean, watch this Doomfist. Okay, so I hack the Doomfist. That is a death sentence for the Doomfist. Then I'm just holding down left click and hoping he dies before he kills me with his primary fire. And as you can see, he actually did quite a bit of damage to me with his primary fire. But yeah, I did get the kill. That shot him out of the fight. But the actual fight is going on here on the point. We're not doing too great as a team. Like, I was messing about. Really, I should have probably been with the team, possibly. I don't know. It's just a very weird sort of position. Anyway, let's talk about translocator. So this now lasts indefinitely. So again, like stealth, it never goes. But it can be destroyed by the enemy. This has got me killed a few times because I have not realized translocator has been destroyed. Now, what you can do with this is when you drop the translocator down, and again, look at this footage here. Look how passive this is. When you drop down the translocator on the ground, if you look at it and press the activate key, so the same key you would use to use the symmetric teleporter, it will destroy it, and then you can place it down again. However, if you destroy it, you get 2 seconds of cooldown, which is half the normal cooldown of the ability, I believe. If you activate it, by the way, get lost, Hammond. If you activate the ability, then you get the full cooldown of the translocator before you can use it again. However, like I said, I have had the translocator destroyed, and I tried to use it in a fight, and I'm like, oh god, and I just throw the translocator and I die. So maybe that's a case of me just being a terrible Sombra player, where I'm not keeping track of what's going on. But in the heat of a battle, it's difficult to look down at your cooldowns and think, oh, is it there? Oh, it's not. I'm actually going to die, right? What? Like, my issue with this Sombra is I don't think this is the way they need to address Sombra, because I honestly believe Sombra is not going to change. There is no change here. This isn't some ultra OP hero. This isn't a hero which is going to just destroy the meta. This is just Sombra like it was before. In fact, I'd wager that the only change, in fact, I'd argue and I'd wager, and I put money on it, and well, that's a wager, right, surely, that the only people who are going to notice the change here are Sombra players. They're still kind of going to play Sombra, well, they're still going to play Sombra the same. I mean, you can say as well, EMP has received a nerf, because it's harder now to get into the enemy team, because they can detect you earlier. But as you see here, it still is easy to just rush in and EMP them and then drop. I mean, that there is the Sombra flow. Obviously, you won't always have EMP, but you can see it's just, I don't know, like I feel like Blizzard have got the wrong end of the stick when it comes to changing Sombra. What I'd like to see in the video comments is stuff off Sombra mains. What do you think they should do with Sombra? I mean, we were laughing and joking, saying, oh yeah, this new Sombra is going to be like the Spy from Team Fortress 2. But the Spy from Team Fortress 2 does one very strong thing. He instantly kills people effectively. Sombra does not do that. And obviously that would be crazily OP if she could just pop out behind people and kill them. That would be mental. But I feel like she needs almost like a new ability, because I don't think we're going to see that much Sombra really being used like any more than she is now. I honestly think, even with like Hammond, we've got the other heroes as well. And by the way, everybody's going to call Wrecking Ball Hammond, right? I mean, nobody's going to call him Wrecking Ball. I mean, you might, well, I don't know. No, you're not. You're just not going to call him Wrecking Ball. It's Hammond. Hammond is the hero. Big man Hammond, the legend. Don't make the hamster mad. Look at him swinging around on the point. I mean, what's going on? But yeah, Sombra's just suffers from no damage. So what is she? Blizzard, like, this is a question I'd love to ask Blizzard. What is Sombra? You don't want to buff her damage output, because you want the emphasis on hack, on stealth, on translocator, because those are the key abilities of the hero. That's what defines the hero. That's the fantasy of the hero, not massive damage and just wiping people out. I don't think I'm asking for massive damage, but what I think is she needs a more defined role, because we do not need a scout in this game. It is a redundant thing. You do not need somebody who can hang around in the back, who can walk about and go, hey guys, the enemy team comp is this, because for a start, you can just see the team comp on tap. Or even things like, oh, they're going top left, guys. I mean, this is Hanamura that you guys are seeing here. You know when the enemy team is going top left, or they're going mid if you're on defense. You know this. You don't need a Sombra or somebody like that to be out in the background gathering intel. You just do not need it. Now, obviously, there are counters to stealth. With it being permanent, it does mean that you shouldn't really get detected when you're like here. Like, I shouldn't get detected here because, well, I mean, I'm nowhere near anyone. Like, how would they detect me? Yeah, Hanzo could use Sonic Arrow and it would detect me, but how would he know I'm there? So unless you're actually getting close to the enemy, you will just be invis. The translocator here, you're going to see me kill the enemy Sombra now. There's a debate here. What's the best thing to do? Remember what I said earlier. If you destroy the translocator and Sombra doesn't realize, which I don't think they will most of the time, when that was a great shot as well. Again, Widow's just destroying me. When you get into a fight and they try and translocate out, if there's no translocator there because you've destroyed it, then they will just die anyway. And I don't think they'll keep track of it most of the time. Obviously, as well, you can just camp the translocator and that's fine. I just feel that this hero does need something else. I feel like we either need, look, this is just going to be an offensive flanker hero. Maybe you just, I mean, honestly, maybe increase the movement speed with stealth, but decrease the time it was available. Maybe half it, but like ram the movement speed up. So Sombra's rushing in really quick, then trying to pop off hacks, and then trying to get damage done. You know, they've reduced the spread of a weapon, so she does do a bit more damage, although that was in a previous patch. So it's just, I don't know, it's just, she feels like a bit of a messy hero. I really like the fantasy of this hero. I like the design of the hero. Everything else is just not there for me. And I don't think these changes really address that. I think when you've got a hero with a really good ultimate, like EMP, a really good initiation ult, when you work together with your team, she can be strong. But the other things like the stealth problem, I don't know, like I just feel like this is not the way to take this hero. And I know I'm kind of dragging this video on a bit now, but like I just want to see a clear direction off Blizzard. I think you guys are probably the same, right? If you're not, then let me know in the comments below. But I think the one thing is, and let's just wrap this video up now. I think the one thing is, this hero, well, the hero changes on PTR are not a buff to Sombra. This does not make Sombra stronger than she was. This changes her playstyle, but she's just as effective as she was before, in my opinion. I don't think she's really going to change. I think the only people who are going to know or feel any change are the people that play Sombra, but the actual outcome of what the hero is doing is still going to be the same. And in fact, you could argue actually going to be worse because she's slower to get into point. She can't contest points when she's in stealth. So when she's in stealth, she's slower to get to the point of her sort of her target, let's say. She can't contest points in stealth no more, which is not great, which Sombra's did used to do and was quite effective. And she's detected faster before she drops the MP. It's a nerf. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is You Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Doodaloo.